Alright guys, so this is going to be a review of Alien vs. Predator, Thrill of the Hunt. Now, this is a comic along with, I also got its sequel at the horror convention I went to a few days ago. That was the one where I met, I got to meet Ben Flora, aka best known as Ultraman, and the Godzilla suit actors from Heisei Millennium series. Awesome! But yeah. So I got this. These are actually the only... well, there was one other comic of Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, and yeah, but these were the two other comics I managed to get. And after reading Thrill of the Hunt, I gotta say, I was a little disappointed. You see, the thing is, there are a few bad AVP comics. This one, I wouldn't say it's the worst AVP comic I've read, but it's very disappointing. I have, like I said, I own its sequel, Civilized Beasts, but, and I heard that Civilized Beasts actually kind of rectifies some of the things and makes this story better, through that, but I'm going to be the judge of that when I get to the next comic. But Thrill of the Hunt is kind of disappointing. It does start out strong, don't get me wrong, but it just kind of falters towards the end of it. And, yeah. The story is that the Earth has kind of gone through a dark age of sorts after, technology fell in on itself, and now mankind is starting to make new colonies. Also, this doesn't really follow any real AVP comic continuity. It doesn't really follow Machiko's story arc or anything following that in that continuity. This is its own continuity. If anything, it's in this comic and Civilized Beasts are actually more in canon with the 2004 movie. Yeah, just wrap your head up. Even though it takes place thousands of years in the future, and the only real correlation it has is the tagline and the temple. That's literally... and the temple, not even on Earth, it's just the exact same temple as the one in Antarctica. But fuck whatever. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be in canon with that universe, I guess, but whatever. So anyway, the story goes is that a group of colonists have come down and they already have captured a predator, but what they don't know is that there's xenomorphs all about. And it's weird too. Here's the weird thing. They have bugs on there. It's like, oh, they've encountered xenomorphs before. But when they go out into the forest, because the predator breaks out, the xenomorphs come out at them, and they're like, what the hell are these things? I was like, aren't these the bugs you were talking about? And it's never really explained. Were they just making a joke? I don't know. But anyway, with this comic, it does come off strong because there's this great conversation between two members of this team, and they're kind of comparing hunting to the difference between hunting and killing, and also how it kind of chalks up into the business world. And while this is going on, we have a group of predators hunting some xenomorphs. Get used to that, because that's literally the only time you're going to see aliens fight predators in this comic. That is literally it. The other times, it's just people fighting their way from the xenomorphs. But yeah, the comics artwork is all right, but the problem is that a majority of the male characters all look alike. And I keep forgetting, like, wait, who's talking? I can't even remember who has the different facial expressions. Who am I supposed to be rooting for here? I don't know. And that's kind of the crux of it, is that while the artwork it's kind of manga-y in some cases, but other times it looks kind of blotchy. The opening action sequence between the predators and aliens is pretty fine, and there's some cool sequences of the predator who they captured. He only has his wrist blade; he doesn't have anything else with him. But it kind of turns into Rambo. No, really, I think they copied Rambo when they were doing this comic. Oh my god. There's not really much else I can say. This is a very short comic. This is like 3 issues. Even less than that. I think this was like just a little one-and-done graphic novel. But yeah, it does end with I guess we are getting a sequel of... I don't know if I want to spoil it here, but yeah. It does leave off very much like, you must read the sequel to see what happens next. But yeah. This comic is... I mean, the opening sequence is cool, and how it correlates between the kill or be killed, and how it associates with the business world. And the Predator, the Rambo Predator scene is pretty fun. But other than that, the characters are pretty forgettable. Hell, I can't even remember any of their names, and they're all, the artwork is done that all the characters kind of look alike, unless for certain features, and even then I forget who's who. There's a conflict between two brothers, but I could hardly give a shit about it. And the whole thing of the second Dark Age on Earth is just touched upon lightly. It's not even, they don't even mention the report. There's this thing called the Sagaro report, or something like that. I can't pronounce it, but yeah. The only correlation it has with the AVP movie, even though it claims to be a blood relative to that film, is that the temple looks exactly like the one in the first movie. That's really much it. And the Sagara, the report they have of the aliens and Predators from some colony, it doesn't, and it would have made a lot more sense if the colony they were talking about was the one from the first Alien vs. Predator comic, but it's not. Anyway. So, yeah, it's not a great comic. It's just okay. It's just really eh. I would say if you're a diehard Alien vs. Predator comic book collector, then I would say pick this up. But if if you're looking for a good Alien vs. Predator comic, I would not recommend this. But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.